Man, can you guys hear the chainsaw? There's some chainsaw just over there, like in front of me. But what I wanted to say was, who the hell gets up at, it's 7:30 in the morning and does chainsawing? Like who gets up at 7:30 to do chainsawing, bro? Like you'd have to be numbed out of your mind. You'd have to be in so much pain to have to do that. Oh look here. You got a bot. Pushing the mower, and then someone else over here chainsawing. But like at 7:30, like what? You'd have to be so messed up to get a chainsaw out at 7:30 a.m. I just wanted to say, like, see how beautiful it is here? That's really nice here. But every morning I get woken up really early, and every night there's a mosquito in my tent for a histamine response. This video is based on targeting. Because I'm a targeted individual, it doesn't matter how nice it is where I am, there's always something to annoy me. That's another way I know that this place isn't good. This universe isn't good. Right? Energy extraction matrix. And, you know, you're targeted really heavily the more you speak out about it. The more you speak out against this matrix, you get really targeted. And even in this beautiful place here, I have every night a mosquito or a little midgie in my tent, no matter what I do. It doesn't matter what I do, like I shut the fly all day and everything, somehow they get in. It's almost like they're spawning in my tent. I swear. Oh, it's unreal. I just thought of that then. It's almost as if they're spawning in my tent. You'd have to be in so much pain. Like, if you grounded, you would wake up in the morning and you wouldn't want to do chainsawing. You'd have to be in a lot of pain to want that energy to chainsaw as some sort of relief, you know? Anyway, or just a bot, right? The beast riding the machine, and the surface virus is what I always call it. And this person is walking with a lawnmower over there on the road too. It's just a road that goes up to the mountain. Like, I don't even know why they need to cut the grass there. It seems senseless. Oh, it just seems senseless to even have to cut the grass there. It's going to grow right back. There's a road there where everybody walks on. It's like senseless. Look at and the way she's walking is like a bot. So man, these bots just don't leave me alone. I don't know what video title this is because I've got a foggy brain fog right now from getting up too early, right? Because I couldn't stay in my natural rhythm, right, and get up like when I wanted. And then also they do a lot of, I can't show you, but on the other side there's people sitting at one of these tables, and it's just interesting why they have to sit so close to me and wake me up in the mornings. Like, they do projected speech here every morning. Every single morning. It's like I'm on holiday basically, right? Or I'm staying here at a holiday park, right? So why would you like wake everyone up? Like, I'm not talking about these people now, it's like the people of this place. I can't show you, but they're like sitting over there at one of these tables. And like, why would you every morning like do projected speech? And they stop once I'm awake. That's how you know it's projected speech. Because as soon as I'm awake, it stops. So it's clearly, and this is every single morning, the same thing. They sit there and talk. Oh look, and now there's some fucking machine behind me. Look. So now there's a chainsaw that's just started up behind me, bro. In the camping. That's so funny. Just went, oh man, sometimes you can't make this stuff up, you know. It's just epic. So now there's a chainsaw that started over here, like in the camping. It's just amazing. And that guy right there, definitely OP. Look what he did. Look what he managed to do. He managed to put all the leaves in one spot. He managed to put the leaves in one spot, bro. Remember the video I said about community arse blowers? With the blowers, and they walk around the community like with the blower machine to blow leaves around. They've created an artificial wind system to blow the leaves around. Now this guy was raking it up, but it's the same deal. They're leaves, and all that's going to happen is, oh, and here's the demon lady from the pool. That's amazing. That lady there in the black, the lady in the black up there, is oh, and that kid, he wouldn't stop coughing, bro. Their ears dropping. This kid, man, he would not stop coughing. You're gonna see a video of up in the pool up there, and up in the pool, oh, he's whippersnipping. Anyway, up in the pool there, the other day, I was filming a video called Organic Portals Harbour Demons, and saying, do you think she's pregnant? And the whole video was just about not getting energy transferal from them. I wasn't going to go into the pool after they'd been up in there, because they contaminated. And now that they're sitting up there at a table. But yeah, what's interesting is that sweeping up leaves into piles, sweeping leaves into piles there, guys. Like, the wind is just going to blow the leaves back around again, and it's always windy here in Uruguay. A lot of wind. Today is very still, which is meaning that it's a very nice day that I'm going to go out and do mountain climbing. Hello? I think I'm going to go up the mountain today. But, yeah. It's really nice though up here. You can see up the top that there's like a little thing up there. It's like a little lookout. It's like a little stand right up the top there. Yeah, no, it's amazing though. Sorry guys, that was just like the manager, so that was the manager, so I just had to like be looking the other way, you know. Talking. Don't let them know that you're onto anything, kind of thing. Yeah, so it's pretty interesting anyway. Just wanted to say like about the targeting, it's like it doesn't matter where you go, you know, they'll find you, and it's 3 weeks. Gang stalking takes 3 weeks to catch up to you. And now this lady's just started doing some weird wild singing. Man, it's so strange how much they need to harass you. She just started going, yeah, it's weird. Like, gang stalking will never leave you alone, no matter where you go. It'll be the whole apocalypse, because like the energies are schisming out. Well, let me explain the energy schisming out. You know how I've talked about 6-dimensional grids of experience? So you have a grid, and we, spirit humans, we land in a grid, we figure out the whole experience. We can easily do any of the experience in that experience grid, like a surfer or a computer scientist. That's a grid of experience. Or a mountain biker or so on. You know how these organic portals, they're only like in one sole grid of experience, and they're very monotone like that. Like we cross the grids because we're shifting the grids out. We're shifting the energy out of the grids. So as we shift the energy out of the grid is just schisming. So that's why organic portals are schisming. And during the apocalypse, right at the end, oh look at this, like just so much sound so I can't even talk. It's just at the end, like at the end of history, it's like essence concrescence and this coincidentia oppositorum, right? So you're like, it's the energy of one grid and the energy of another grid is connecting, but for them it's destruction, right? For us, we're connecting it up to a higher domain. Say the grids are here and you're connecting it to a higher domain, but for them it's like it's shifting their energy like out of that grid. So that's like death for them because they are that grid, right? Do you understand? So the whole apocalypse is going to be the same way, just schisming of the energy like that. Anyway, I'm going to end the video. It was just mainly about, you know, the gang stalking, targeting, and no matter where you go, it happens. Projected speech is Archon, and yeah. It's Archon energy stealing, because when they do the projected speech, just like this noise from these machines, it puts you in like it shocks you in, it's basically an electric shock. That's why I call it Archon projected speaking, because anything that puts you into like electric shock state is Archon based, because Archon are masters of the electrical field of this universe, right? Archon can change into different forms because they are the masters of the electrical field of this universe. So anything that puts you in a shock state or electric shock is Archon, and that's why I call projected speech archonic, and part of the archontic mind, reptilian archontic mind. That's why I call it Archon projected speech, because they put you in shock. And it's funny, they're always sitting over there behind my crown chakra. Like when I lie down in my tent, it's facing the way my crown is facing towards them exactly, and the energy sucking out of the crown chakra occurs, right? And when you're in a shock state, your head goes back. We've talked about that 2-inch head tilt before. Right, I've mentioned that before, that 2-inch head tilt, which telepathically links you up. Right, I'm going to go and have breakfast. See how cool Oro is? He just jumps around everywhere. Oh, here's this kid. He just wouldn't stop like coughing when I would relax. And only when I would relax, like when I'd breathe out and relax, and that happens, the organic portals cough near you so much because what it is an expansion of consciousness, right? Them connecting to you, and you expand their consciousness, right? As they suck the energy out of you, out of your crown chakra, or any chakra, even when they're energy stealing from any of your chakras in the street during the day. But what it is an expansion of consciousness when they connect to you. And that expansion expands physical cells. It relaxes the physical structure off the surface. I've said before, people are stuck to the surface. And that's why they cough, because the expansion of cells tickles the mucosa and the bacterial colonies in the throat of these organic portals, which are just bacterial people. They're dirty, right? They're filled with bacteria. They got They're not cleanliness is closest to godliness, yeah? They're the opposite, right? They're cretins and creatures. They don't have good moral hygiene, so to speak. So the expansion of the consciousness by connecting to you actually physically expands the cellular structures. And in the throat, that means the mucosa expands and tickles, and so they'll cough. And that's why they cough when you're going off to sleep or do an exhale relax. And because they're human prison bars, they're keeping you in, you'll notice that they're keeping you within a frequency. And if you break that frequency out of your crown chakra, for instance, or even sexually down in the root chakra, or whatever chakra, if you break their frequency prison, their energetic prison they have you in, they ensnare you in like a net, a veil. And if you break out of that, what I've noticed is you'll get their reaction, because it's like they're holding you, and then right, and that thrust of your energy is again the expansion. And look how much noise, like when I'm trying to explain something very, very important. And I know that guy's an organic portal over there using the whippersnipper, because he'll try and give me like guilty vibes and stuff. And what that does is the expansion of consciousness makes like a tickle on the cells. So when you're connecting to them, and your spirit, creates an energetic burst, which is expanding, right? They do that thing where they'll like do the forced cough, and it was with that kid, it was like all night. It was so funny. Yeah, it was like all night long. And I just wanted to put that all together for you. And also, it's an important note on the histamine. The histamine response. The histamine response. Histamine is an inflammation marker, right, in the body. So if you have high histamine, you have high inflammation. So every time I have a mosquito biting me, it's also, again, like what I'm trying to say on the gang stalking, keeping you physically awake, which is spiritually asleep. When you're physically awake in this world, you're spiritually asleep more. When you dream at night, you go into the spirit realms, right? You're more awake spiritually. But when you're walking here, you're sensing all the outer world data. So you're spiritually more asleep when you're awake in this world. And that's why they always want you to wake up like early, and why they always are keeping you to the surface on a two-dimensional surface. Like how I always talk about the second dimension as the hard physical edge of reality. Like that I can touch things that the atoms touch, right? Or remember, they don't, because down the rabbit hole, what the bleep do we know? Remember, it showed us that atoms don't ever touch. But what touches is that electrical arc of the Archons. And that's how they gain energy. This is one of the most important videos you've ever heard. Because I don't know if anybody will ever make that discovery ever again. Did you hear what I said? Because we learned that atoms don't actually touch. And what I've just been talking about is being gang stalked. Oh look, the sound starts up even higher when I talk about the important stuff. I hope you can hear me. But when I'm talking about being gang stalked, and your energy brought to the edge, right, to the surface virus, right? Because it's a virus, remember? It's cross-horizontal to the forward flow, or the vertical spiritual flow of consciousness. That's what the surface virus is. Now you imagine atoms touching, and they don't actually touch, but what touches is the arc of electricity, and I'm just talking about Archons. That's where they exist, and that's why you are put into pain. That's going to be the title of the video. I love how some of these videos, they compress and they crescendo. This is one of those videos that's done a really nice crescendo. So that's going to be the video title, why they have to put you in pain. Something like that. Why gang stalkers put you in pain. It's for Archon energy stealing. But I've just explained that in a way that you've never heard before. Look at this, man. Look at all this behaviour in front of me. It's a psycho circus. It's funny that they come out like right when I'm talking about this super important concept, right? Anyway, when you're getting energy stolen, right, and your energy is coming to the surface, it's coming to that arc. That's where the energy is coming to. That arc. The arc is between atoms. It's not that they're touching, it's the electrical surface, the electron shells, because they're not shells, the electrons are intermingling and connecting, and that keeps the physical structure of this world going. And this physical world, this simulation, is Archon creation. So I hope I've connected that all up for you. That's why gang stalkers need to put you in pain, no matter where you go and what you do. Because yeah, it feeds Archons, you might know that, but I've just explained to you how that is. Right? Positive charge is associated with pain. All pain is associated with positive charge. That's why I always talk about grounding. And negative charge, it pulls you away from the surface and unsticks you to the surface, so that you don't create a cross horizontal blocking to spiritually vertical consciousness, which is vectoring. So there it is, it's all together now. You've heard me speak little bits in all my other videos, but that's all brought together now. Replay the video, hopefully you could hear it all. And I'm going to go eat breakfast.